Welcome to Moments with Marianne. This is your host, Marianne Pastana. We're here today with special guest, Ann Bolinger-McQuade, who's here to share with us her book, Everyday Oracles, Decoding the Divine Messages that are all around us. So what if the signs you've been asking for are already showing up, but just not in the way that you expected? Well, today's guest is here to share with us just that. Ann Bolinger-McQuade is the award-winning author of Everyday Oracles, a profound exploration of the interconnectedness of the physical world and spirituality. Rooted in her Native American heritage, her work illuminates the divine messages that surround us and guides readers to recognize their own unique connection to the universe. Through workshops and personal experiences, Bolinger-McQuade empowers individuals to trust their intuition and discover the wisdom within. So welcome to the show, Ann Bolinger-McQuade.
Thank you so much. It's a joy to be here.
Well, what an honor it is to have you here and to talk about this book. So what inspired you to write this?
Well, I have had a book in me, I think probably from the time I was born, and I didn't even know it. I was raised with a Native American perspective that everything's interconnected. And so I grew up with that, seeing everything that is interconnected and working together in nature and timing and everything. And I started to, I guess I've also always felt that we're safer than we realize. So combine those two, and I realized that we're all safer than we realize. And so I set about on a journey to try to explain that to people. I documented all kinds of evidence as I found it, and what I may jump the literal question that you asked me, but it all came into focus, everything that was happening when I'd see signs and symbols and understood what was going on. I realized a deeper meaning when I had an intuition to get a breast cancer mammogram, and I did, and I had early breast cancer. And I realized that not only was I seeing signs and symbols and all kinds of things, the universe was speaking to me through my intuition to save my life.
Well, just how profound is that? And to get those messages, what a blessing that is. And so for people who are kind of new to oracles, what exactly is a personal oracle?
Well, a personal oracle, we were seeing signs. I think so many people see signs and symbols and catch oh, that means something, or oh, that looks like something. But I started to recognize the energy of a personal oracle, and I'm going to go ahead and give you the formula so that people might want to even jot this down, because it is a need plus a delivery system plus a message, and that will equal a personal oracle. So it doesn't matter if it's coming in the form of a conduit or synchronicity or a sign or a symbol or what like to call invisible moving sidewalk, which is when certain circumstances line up to take you to a destination that you had no idea you were headed toward. So personal oracles are guidance from the universe that come through a need, a delivery system, a message, and that equals a personal oracle. So they're very quantifiable. It's not woo-woo, it's very quantifiable.
I love it when the science actually works and
Yes.
makes that bridge within spirituality. And we're seeing so much of that now. Yeah,
Yes.
you mentioned that we get messages all around us. And why do some people not notice them? And maybe even myself, that some days I go through and I feel like I'm not getting anything.
Well, well, a jillion reasons, aren't there? The technology that we live in, the world that we live in, and then my favorite and probably the biggest, let's call it an offender, is monkey mind chatter. I just think my monkey mind chatter will take and we all have it, and it will take us off of a topic. It will take us off of center. It will direct us over here, over there. It's just busy. So I think that, and I wasn't necessarily going to mention meditation or stillness, walking in nature, things that will take you away from your handheld devices, your mind that is trying to just give you all of these messages, and get out in nature and try to let yourself feel the earth under your feet, feel the breeze on your face.
So, how does nature come into play with a personal oracle?
Well, my favorite, my in every way imaginable, I think, but my favorite are clouds. I think that so many of us have looked at the sky when we were little, like a movie screen with all these images that would go in the form of clouds that would go across the screen, and they would say, oh, maybe with friends, laying on the back, looking up at the sky, going, "Wait, look, do you see elephant, or do you see whatever you're seeing?" And other people will see it. They may not see what you see. Chances are they won't see what you see. That's to me the universe sending signals. Some of them will be interdimensional. As we get further along and we practice more, or maybe if spirit just, we don't even have to practice, and spirit wants to speak to us through clouds, we'll find an interdimensional message in the clouds.
There's so much that I wanna unpack right there. So and it's
There's so much to share.
and I love how you start off your book, Everyday Oracles, with chapter 1, Portals into Hidden Dimensions. And I'd love for you to share about that with our listeners because I find that so fascinating.
Well, I think that, thank you. I love to look at portals as something that's right there in front of us, that all we have to do is look over there and pay a little bit of attention. So when something resonates with us and we pay attention to it, and then we listen to what is going on in our intuition, in our mind, that is guiding us into another dimension. And I want to go back to clouds for a minute and give you an example of an extra dimension that is actually a portal into uh, the continuation of life after life. And the one of them is toward the end of the book. It's in chapter 8, and this is being recorded on the heels of the Pope dying. Pope Francis just passed, and so within days, interestingly enough, I was thinking about Padre Pio, my experience in St. Peter's Square with Padre Pio. I don't know how many of you know that name, but he was the monk that had the priest uh, that had bled from the hands, that had was sighted in different locations. He bilocated. I was not that aware of him until we were in St. Peter's Square and he was being beatified, which is one of the steps to becoming a saint. And I glanced up at the clouds and there he was. I, of course, have photos. I am a documenter of all of this, but I looked up to the clouds and I saw this image. Now, I didn't know who he was. We just went there because we were in the area and I wanted to honor the Pope. And I looked up there and there was Padre Pio. It became very clear, and I'll give you the short version. It became very clear to me that there were all these pictures of him around, up on the stage, all kinds of places. It was the exact replica of what I had taken a photograph in the clouds. It stayed for 20 minutes. I'm not Catholic. I don't know much about that religion at all. For that to come to me at a time to show the connection between the afterlife and now, to me, is profound. There's a lot more data on it in the book, and I'm pretty sure it's in chapter 8. So the interdimensional reassurance that life continues without our birthday suit. That's a phrase we like to use here at the Everyday Extra Dimensions. We're in a birthday suit right now. We exist with or without the birthday suit, and we get to when we start to pay attention, we'll find out there's evidence around us of people that we've loved, as well as this amazing figure that I happen to choose. Um, so that is I've jumped right into kind of the heart of what I care about, everybody realizing that we're all safer than we realize. The universe is designed to respond to our needs. And when we pay attention, it's there for us without fail. Just have to figure out what the the personal oracles are that it's revealing to us. And then we recognize that we're in a temporary birthday suit and we're safer than we realize.
I really like hearing that, especially in this point in time, because I think a lot of people don't feel safe and are
With
having a
love.
hard time. So,
Yeah.
what a profound message to get that we really are.
Well, and rightly so. We are in that time, and maybe throughout history, if you look back, it's always been a time of a lot of turmoil. And I think that it's important to realize that we can gather our own body of evidence. Um, if you anybody who's hearing this right now feels skeptic or wants it for their own or any other reason, start to jot down things that happen. If you have something that is out of the norm, you see something that you can photograph, you hear something that links to something else, start writing it down. I like to talk about something, I call it in workshops and all, the sticker note shoebox method, where you write it down, put it someplace, gather your own body of evidence. I'm inviting everyone, let's all gather our own body of evidence that will prove to us what's really going on in this amazing universe that we live in.
Is it easy, or do you have like one easy tip that someone can use today to start noticing their personal oracles?
One easy tip. It's to me, step one. Imagine you're right there. You're at the starting point. Oh, but this is fun. Yeah, I just thought of this. Anyway, you take the first step, whether you're going right foot or left foot, it's intention. Your intention is going to be the key to everything. Set your intention that you will see those things, find those things, hear those things. Uh, Intention, step one.
It's just so empowering to hear that intention is such a big piece. How does someone do that if maybe they're, thinking, well, maybe I'm a little skeptical about this?
Well, I do think that that's a that's a really great question. If you're skeptical about it, prove me wrong. Write down those things. If something does happen, write it down and try to prove that that wasn't spirit speaking to you. Like if there, here, let's start with synchronicity. When the say the phone rings and you've been thinking, I think this happens to more people than not. Say the phone rings and you pick it up and it was the person that you were just thinking about. There's a link. There's a link there. Some people, we can call it telepathy, whatever we want. But when things happen, here's a one that if you're a driver, unless you live in New York, and maybe you're not, don't have the opportunities, when you're driving in traffic and you sense that someone's going to pull in front of you and then they do, or when you are wanting to turn and that or move and someone senses that, pay attention and they give you space. The interconnections that are going on between all of us all of the time are profound. Let's call them frequencies.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And it's interesting, I'll see like 444
Yes.
as far as the time all the time. It'll be on silly things like my microwave of all things, you
I
know?
know, it's everywhere, and now I think you're speaking numerology, and then when you go deeper to 444, and I'm not an expert, I know just enough to be dangerous, but I always have references, like I can always we can all get on our computers or find a book and see what does 444 mean. It's gonna have a meaning, but numerologically, numerology is based on a scientific formula, just like astrology. They're such cool formulas. Hey, skeptics out there, if you want to look at some formulas, go a little deeper into astrology, go into numerology. There are things going on that have been documented that make you realize when you really pay attention, it's bigger than we realize and it's good. It's in our favor.
Now, will oracles also appear in our dreams or through visions?
Well, I think dreams are a category that I think of as, dreams are great delivery systems for oracles. So yes, look to your dreams. Dreams will have a message. It's a need, it is going to fulfill a need in your mind. I have a very good friend who is quite the dream journalist, and I'll give you a little uh, tip from her. If you are a dreamer or you want to be a dream journalist, not just a dreamer, but a dream journalist, you write down as soon as you wake up, write down what you've remembered that you want to remember, and as much as you can, but skip spaces so that as you continue to let that dream fill in the blanks, literally, over a period of time, you can write them in because things do seem to become clearer over time. It's not just a momentary catch of something, it's allowing something to really gestate and give you the information. So, yes, dreams and visions. Well, visions, definitely. Visions to me would be uh, like what happened to me when I was in St. Peter's Square and saw Padre Pio. That to me was a vision that validated totally that this man, when he was in his body, who had all these things we don't understand about how you could be seen and documented to be in one place, in one or more places at the same time. Uh, that was a vision for me. So yes, definitely visions and dreams, synchronicities will reveal personal oracles, timing on things, something that happens, and it's so purposefully aligned. Here's one that's in the book that I think is fun to share. It's about some men that were taking their dad out and they were going to go skydiving, and the dad wasn't going to jump, he was going to watch them. And there some song came on, I wish I could remember, but the song that came on the radio was like, just do it, or jump, or something like that. But it was a song, sorry that I don't remember the exact song, but that song came on and went, do it, just do it, jump in or something like that. And the dad went, okay, I'm going. So synchronicities that line up like that can be very useful for us in our life.
You have so many, just a number of amazing personal oracle experiences within your book. Do you have
Yeah.
a favorite you'd like to share with us? I know you just shared one.
Well, I'm going to share a personal favorite, and this is an image that is trying to think. It's probably on our website, but it is. I was. It's a cloud, and I was working on a project years ago in my office, and I was kind of at a place where I didn't know whether to proceed or not, and it was important spot and crucial, I'll just say. And I decided to just take a break and I walked out on the deck and I looked up in the sky. This was up in Angel Fire, New Mexico, in a cabin in the woods that we had at the time. So the scene, imagine the scene is just very, very calm and therapeutic anyway. And I looked straight ahead of me off the deck, and there is the most perfect cloud with a thumbs up. Right next to the cloud is a face looking at it. Well, that was clearly keep going, keep going. That's probably one of my major images that I've seen, and it works for all of us because, you know, seeing a thumbs up, we all know what a validation that is for all of us. And I would love for all of you, any of you, to watch for that where we've got it out in a lot of different places. I'll even send it to you if you would like it, to put it on this site, the image of the thumbs up. We have it in print, and we were at a book festival recently, and I had that card out there, and it has my name and everything on the back, but I wasn't caring about that. We had all these little children coming by, and I was going, "You see that? Do you know what that is?" And they go, "Yeah, a cloud." And you can play with it. You could give yourself a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and you can even spin it around. So keep your eyes open. We're getting it out every place we can imagine.
Well, what a great resource. And people can reach out to you to get that.
Yes, we'll have it on the website.
Well, Anne, I just love your book, Everyday Oracles. Where can our listeners and readers connect with you and be part of your community?
Oh, please, yes. Our website is everydayextradimensions.com. And we are getting out on social media today. Thank you so very much. And to some other places that we want people to watch for us. We'll share different things all the time. And the book is available, of course, on Amazon and on the website. We've got, I think that our another part of our incredible team that is so connected to the spirit of this project. He has, if you get on the website, everydayextradimensions.com, you'll see places where you can order the book.
Well, Anne, thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show with us here today.
Man, this has just been sheer delight. I'm so honored to be with you today, and thanks again.
Well, thank you, Anne. It's been such an honor to spend this time with you and to talk about everyday oracles. Make sure to visit Anne's website at everydayextradimensions.com to learn more about her work and to be part of her community. Everyday Oracles is available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and everywhere books are sold. And remember, support our indie bookstores. If you don't see it on the shelf, just ask for them to order it. Well, we're at the end of our time today. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. You've been listening to Moments with Marianne, where we make every moment count.
In a single moment, your life can change. Moments with Marianne is a transformative hour that covers an endless array of topics with the best of the best. Her guests are leaders in their fields, ranging from inspirational authors, top industry leaders, and business and spiritual entrepreneurs. Each guest is gifted and a true visionary, a recognized leader in her own work, and while teaching others to develop, refocus, and grow, Marianne will bring the best guest and sometimes a special surprise. Don't miss this. You never know just which moment will change your life forever. Make sure to tune in and visit momentswithmarianne.com for more information.